to rescue anyone. Stay out of the space. The statistics show that at least half of all the people that die in confined spaces are rescuers. Let me say that again. At least half of all people that die in confined spaces are rescuers. What happens is that people go rushing in to save their buddy, and they get caught too. And then someone goes rushing in after them, and you can see where the statistics come from. Don't become a statistic yourself. Instead, call for help first. Again, emergency plans and procedures must always be in place before every entry. Then, if there's rescue equipment available that you've been trained on, use it. But stay out of the space. Don't go in without someone still attending outside. Rescuers should also be trained in CPR and basic first aid. As you've just seen, an effective rescue not only requires you to keep a cool head, follow procedures, and stay out of the space, but also requires you to use specialized equipment in tough situations. Typically, you're trying to move an unconscious person around and through openings where there isn't a lot of room. To do it right takes training that's regularly scheduled and realistic practice. It's one thing to lift a training dummy and quite another to move the heavy weight of an unconscious person through a manhole with an air tank on your back and a respirator mask covering your face. I'm sure you get the point. But it shouldn't have to come to this. The key to working safely in confined spaces is to find out what the hazards are before you go in. And just because you may not be directly entering something, like a petroleum tank or a sewer, doesn't mean you're safe from the hazards found there. Keep in mind that most hazardous gases and vapors can leak from one underground line and into another, and that they can seep right through the ground into where you're working. Once you've identified the hazards, then it's a simple process of using pre-entry procedures for controlling or eliminating them. Then, if the atmosphere is safe, you can go in. If it's not safe, you will need to use breathing and protective equipment to do the job safely. Always use at least 2 people during an entry. And if trouble happens, call for help first and stay out of the space. Remember, let's be careful in